Market wants 200, baby.
You ready to get back to the trading action?
You aim, you shoot, and make money. It's going to be a great day. You guys know where you're at.
Steve. Here I am. Welcome, everybody. So we've got some crazy price action. I've said this every day this week, but we're getting these insane swings. So we got a lot to talk about here. We are in a position as we speak up nicely on TQQQ runners. So we took a nice long in here. We were trading some short in here, caught this short, got out after we swept this low. And now on this base break, we took the Momo trade, took some off here, took some off here, riding a good chunk. We also have some ONDS going on. You know, I love this ticker, and it is making a strong push off our entry. We just got in here at 652, 653-ish, something like that. And we were just seeing this consolidation as the market was surging. So we got some nice price action going on here. Welcome. See some viewers filtering on in. Feel free to drop some comments. Let me know what you guys are trading. We can go over what you're in, give you some advice. Welcome, Jay, 420. Did I Denny and Dole? I don't know what that means, but sure, why not? How you doing, man? How you doing? We got some crazy moves today. Anybody catch this? I was on stream this morning and I psyched myself out as shorting up here. Kicking myself. Did catch this short. Did not catch this. This looked like choppy noise that I did not want to trade, but this looked like a higher low here. So I liked this. I like this entry. Reminded me of this really good trade we got yesterday, although this happened with more time in the day. So we will see if we can get a bullish close here on the day. Let's take a look at our daily candlestick here. And how we doing? It is looking kind of rough up here. This is not a bullish candle overall. So we are still bearish on the daily, but we got room up. We got some room to boogie. So we are seeing this consolidation, this nice flag. I am still holding. I could see a wick down into this fair value gap. We'll draw that out. Potential for a little wick down into here. Would not be opposed to that. I might take another nibble if we get it. Otherwise, I'm looking to trim on a swing over here. That's where I'm at. Hey, Joe, good to see you, brother. Oh, Jay, yes. Last week we looked at Denny's and Dole. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at those. I thought those were your friends' names or something. Hell yeah, I rock with Denny and Dole. Those are my homies. I didn't know Denny's was publicly traded. I thought you were talking about Denison, like the uranium miner. All right, so we got a little bit of a U-turn here. I hope you were short when we were talking about it. Denny's got bought out. Oh, so is this not even... Okay, what am I looking at? What am I doing? What am I looking at, Jay? Hey, Nygaard, good to see you in here, brother. We're just taking a look at some tickers here that we talked about last time. Dole, okay, we got the power bottom in action. Nice surge up, trying to squeeze up, failing the squeeze, coming back to neckline. Big key level here to watch. Okay, Dole, I see you. On the weekly, trying to carve that bottom out. Let's get back to the intraday here. I think, looking at my other screen, might be seeing this long shape up. Let's go to the nitty-gritty 1 minute. Yeah, nice little pennant, nice flag. Like to see this holding. So my stop's right under here. If we go to TQQ, yeah, stop's right under here. What is SLL? I don't know what's going on. Den went from 4 to 6. Okay, all right. Hope you caught it, man. Hope you caught it. So we're watching this grind up here. I think we either get a squeeze or we could see some rejection stepping in. Let's go over to SPY. We got a decent decent level of liquidity blocking us on bookmap up here. So I wouldn't be surprised if this takes a tumble. I might sell some more of my longs and wait to see if this settles. Gonna give it just a minute on this closing stick here. See if we get wicks up. I want to see it butting its head against this level and absorbing. So I'd want to see a higher low. I'm fine with taking some off a little early though, just because this is a extension trade for me on the day. Already made my money. Jay says easy money on Denny's from 4 to 6. You'll love to see it. Easy for you, my friend. I didn't even know that thing existed. Nice trade. All right, so this level represents our gamma wall at 662, and you can see that every time it gets up here, it's bopping its head down. We are still in negative gamma till way up right about here. Actually, I believe even higher. So getting ready to pull the plug on half of this if this isn't going to break out pretty soon. Now I'm seeing a little bit more active bookmap selling too. So just something to keep an eye on. It's just a battle here. It's okay if they push down as long as we push back up. You know, we just want to see that that magnetization to the 662 here. And in terms of our gamma profiles, looks like, yeah, 662 is the big wall. Then we've got a little low liquidity pocket up to 664 where we could just surge up. So we could see a $2 move into close. That's our upside range, realistically. More realistically, I think that sweeping this intermediate high at 663.32, overshooting a little bit to 663.50 is a really nice target. That's kind of what I'm looking for realistically here. Oh, wow, we got some viewers. Welcome in, guys. So if anybody has any tickers that you're trading right now that you want to look at, just feel free to throw them on in the chat. We are just taking a look at anything you guys want here. And I am in a live TQQQ trade. We got in down here. It's a nice little trade. We were looking for a bottom because we were actually short. And here I got scared in my short. So when we went down just a little bit, like right there, I got out of the rest of my short. I saw this surge candle through here and I said, man, that's a break of structure. Higher low, broke the high, higher high. So I just chased it probably right about here. And I just said, all right, real tight stop right under this candle. Won't give them back much, but I bet we get expansion back up to this zone here. And see, this is what we want to see for accumulation. See it just eating through the blue? So I like drawing these zones. It gives you a really nice visual representation of what's going on underneath the hood. Because you won't even see this on, I mean, coincidentally right now it does align with a delta level on bookmaps. So like there's volume here, but oftentimes you'll just see this on the GEX, the gamma expiry, but not on the delta because it's actually the options that's driving that flow instead of just the volume. So just something to watch out for. We still want to see this push higher. We don't want to see it wick below and lose this, especially this red candle. Then I would take half of my position off and stop out of the rest half under here. I would still consider a higher low long in this window of low liquidity, but that's a new trade. Hey, welcome, Edward. Picked up some Microsoft long at 483.7. Man, it's down to 483.7. I bought some in the long-term port at 500, and I felt good at the time. Still feel good about it long-term. Oh, that's a nice little flag there pushing up. We want to see Microsoft leading. We want to see Apple leading. We want to see the big boys playing ball, and NVIDIA as well. Apple looking like a nice bottom. All these charts have room. That's what I'm seeing, and that's why I'm still long. Watching my P&L creep up and up. You like to see that. Okay, NVIDIA, we want to see it sweep this high. That's what we're really looking for there. Same deal on most charts here, though. Back to SPY. We're eating through the wall. Tear that wall down. But always a good time to trim in here. I'm going to hold on just because it's a runner. I'm going to move my stop up, though. I don't know which is the real stop, so we're just moving them both up here. Won't let me move that one. I'm trapped, boys. We have to do it live. I got to figure out how to use the web. I have to use the web interface to stream, so I'm a little out of my element here. But, you know, we're making it work. We're going to hit our take profit here in a second, it looks like. And if not, we'll do it manually. We got the TQQs. We'll load up our sell order just in case. We got 100 shares left. We'll do it in tranches of 50. Am I going to be on Trader TV today? No, I'm on Trader TV every Friday. You can catch me 15 minutes after the bell. This is my normal spot every power hour. You can find me right here. And all right, we got this nice continuation move here. Come on, pay the trader, baby. Pay the trader. This is when I get most anxious in a trade. So I'm just going to talk it out with you guys. It's going to be a little therapy. Right when we're close to the take profit, because the idea is we want to see it go through the level. That's the target. And then we want to see if it holds. And we're not in options. We're in trade the pool. We're in shares, baby. So we got the leverage. We don't have to worry about theta. We can hold a position, although it's not in positive gamma. So we could see a sharper rejection. But the idea is that we want to trade up in here, take this, and then we want to hold a little bit and see if we can push higher. We hold our runners. We get paid by our runners. Okay, here, we don't love it. We don't love it. I'm going to look at bookmap. There's still that wall. But I like the wicks. I like the wicks. We're still just consolidating. I'm probably going to take half off here just because we're running up high. I'm going to wait for this candle to close. 30 seconds. We want to see it do exactly what it's doing, wicking up above the neckline created by the previous swing high. Brother Jay, appreciate it. Yeah, you're long Lyft and Celsius. Let's take a look at those in just a second. I'm waiting for this candle to close. I'm going to get out of this trade at least partially. We'll let the runner run. We'll let it cook. But yeah, Lyft, I know I haven't looked at it in the past few days. It looked amazing for a breakout. It looks like we are getting that stage 2 breakout finally. I was trying to trade it the first time when it surged up to 26. I made good money, then gave good money back. So this is what we like to see. This is why we wait for the candlestick to close. Now 2 seconds left. They're confirming a bullish stick. I'm still in this trade. I'll move my mental stop right up here, right up under here over this surge. If this fails, it's a failed breakout. I think that at this point, we really should just sweep up and take this. Just clean it up. Come on, clean up the tape. Pay the trader. And then we'll take a look at Lyft and Celsius. You know, you gotta really, the answer is that I should be looking at those now instead of watching, because the rule is you don't get your target hit if you're watching the trade. The other rule is if you take your eyes off of it, it'll go hard in the other direction. So, you know, it's a fine balancing act we're playing here, boys and girls. We are so close. Just pay the trader. Just pay the trader. Come on, I'm not asking for much here. Also, if you find this entertaining, I just got to say you are in the right place. Us traders are a rare breed. This is like watching paint dry for most people. So I appreciate you hanging out here with me, hopefully making some money. We've had some crazy moves. If you're a day trader, boy, oh boy, there we go. We get the target. So we took profit. We're holding runners. Where's our next target? We see the sell immediately from our take profit. We like that too. We like that too. Shows that this level meant something. So this is the next level of interest right up here. Really, I think that we're going to carve our way on up here into the close. I think we're climbing the wall of worry. We've got a nice surge higher. You love to see that when you take profit where you should. If it goes higher, it's perfect. We're still in the trade. Beautiful. I'm also saying that this was a much smaller take profit order than I meant to do. So I get a little bit of a bonus here. I'm taking this instead. There we go. There we go. All right. So now we are down to the appropriate size. I'm like, man, I still have too much open profit. That's not right. That's not right. So let's take a look at SPY. Just touch base with our zones. So we are through this. We're going to look at our gamma zones here. The delta profile bears are trying to hold this down and getting backed off. You like to see that. So next target here would be, oh, you know, this 662, it's a big node. I wouldn't be surprised if we backtest. This is a lot to pay out. I really don't think they want to pay out the 665 calls. I was in these 665 calls this morning and got stopped out. So if they pay them out, I'm going to be a little bit salty, guys. But you know what? We're making some money here. This feels good. ONDS working a little bit too. This was a real small position. So 15 bucks in profit for something that I don't even have to watch. We like that. We call that free money. And the surge is just continuing. We caught this one real nice, guys. Caught this one real nice. So next level of interest is up here. I have 50 shares left. How do I want to even play this? I might just kind of let them cook and assume that we close higher than 662. I'm going to watch at 664, though, because there's a big negative gamma level there. So negative gamma, it's like a little gamma, a little island of negative gamma. So we have positive gamma from 662 up to 663, and then 664, it actually just flipped positive right here. So it may, all right, it's fighting for positive and negative. They're trying to have this act as the pivot here for intraday. I think we go up and we might see a sharp rejection. It would kind of make sense if we see it over the 663 though. So this is acceptable if we do turn around here. In terms of price action, this is still really nice and clean. All right, the J is asking if SPY If today's SPY closes red, that's 5 days SPY closes red. What are you looking? What are you looking thoughts? What am I looking thoughts? Just messing. What am I looking at? So let's pull it out here. We free rolled the trade. We can hang out now. Here's my daily. Here are our fibs. This is not a terrible candle. It's not a great candle, but we're saving it. So we really got to see where we close. Assuming we close red, that would be, depending on your definition, either close under the open at 661. That'd be a pretty rough sell-off into end of day. Or closing under, 660. So I don't think we're going to close red. I don't think this is a definitive triumphant wow, Q's still going. I don't think it's a definitive triumphant candle by any means. And we're going into NVIDIA earnings. We should look at that daily chart too. It's just indecision here, guys. It's just indecision. And that makes sense because they are basically saying, hey, you want to play on this market right now? This is a show of faith. And I'm gonna let you guys in on something. More often than not, when they gut check you into the most important earnings in the market, they're going to find a way to save the market. I don't know. It still looks bearish to me, to be honest, but this seems constructive enough, holding a key level. If the market wasn't doing what it was doing, you would buy this chart into earnings if you really believed in the stock. If you really believe in the market, you really believe in NVIDIA. So I'm not saying long NVIDIA. I'm not saying it's financial advice, but hey, it's probably not a terrible idea. So we are squeezing here, guys. We are squeezing. Look at that. That's beautiful. And you know what? We let the runner run at this point. What we are going to do is just check on a fib, and we are going to check on VWAP too, because we popped VWAP. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. How do we manage this? I think we got to use some fibs. And honestly, just because that's a ridiculous candle, I'm going to trim as soon as it starts going down. Trimmed a little more there. I think it keeps going up, but that's just too crazy to not take a little bit off the table. I think we're also reaching into the 50 fib here. We're also over VWAP, which honestly, nothing bearish. I should have just held the runner, but hey, we're getting paid, guys. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm on the Qs chart. I accidentally shorted Qs there instead of sold my shares of TQQQ. So getting dragged, but net long because I meant to sell 25 of a triple leverage. So we're gonna see if TQQ or if QQQs give us a little exit here. We're holding the TQQs because the trade's still working. That's a little whoopsie, but hey, So any inside scoop on when the next trade the pool competition will be? No inside scoop as of yet, but keep your ears to the ground. I will be one of the first to tell you. And we do a lot. So there will be one coming up sooner than later here. So here's a little top wick. I guess I could hold my 25 shares as a hedge. I don't feel bearish. Yeah, that was probably my chance to get out there because it looks like it's going to eat the wick. But big term, small potatoes either way. Big picture. Starting to see top wicks. Would be healthy to come back just a little bit. This is running hot. I don't think they want to pay out these calls up here. There's a lot of calls ramping up, and I don't think they want to pay them out. Let's see. SPY hurt me. 664.50. I had 665 calls. That's crushing. I sold them. minus 40%. Whoops. That'll get you, huh? How about that? What a crazy move. And you know what? The craziest part is we're only about halfway up the range that we set today. Wild squeeze here. Nobody wants to be short into NVIDIA earnings. Just nicotine, Jay. Gotta stay sharp. So, just seeing flagging here. Even these top wicks are just getting consolidated. Crazy strength. Where's our target? Let's look at some fib levels. That's what we were going to do. Low to high here. For this, I actually want to flip it. What am I doing? There we go. So we're using our fibs always from the high of the range to the low of the range. Right here. We draw them out. We surge through the 50. That's what we were testing here. Surge through the 50. Now we're testing the 62. This is a natural place for some sellers to step in. We would expect surging and pushing higher. But I don't think they want to pay out too many calls. So we're going to look for a little bit of an exit on... Yeah, we're going to get out here, and we're just going to wait and see if we get a nice little entry on the 1 minute chart, because it's just overbought. And see, we can look to get back in somewhere in here with just a little nibble. And hey, I'm holding my short. I'm green on my short now. How about that? So what can I look for here? I could place a little starter order. This is looking kind of scary now, huh? So now we're going to wait and see, because we would want to see kind of respect at the 50% of this imbalance here. Right now it's going to test this, and then there's a chance that it loses it and we start snowballing down. So we're going to keep a close eye here. I think I'm definitely happy with the sell. Just was seeing the top wick, so we knew that there were sellers here. We saw the break of the little structure up here. Just time to gracefully exit. No reason to force a trade. We'll take what the market gives us. Speaking of which, I don't want to watch ONDS. I'll take $7. Why not? Here on Qs, we're still watching. We don't like that it's invalidated this if we're a bull. So now we need to wait and see if it's going to flag out here. I would even consider potentially taking a risky short up if it wicks up into this new imbalance that formed, since it broke below this big candle. So maybe we will. I want to inform my trade a little more before I jump into one, because this was still a very strong move up, and I still think that shorts don't want to be short into close. That being said, that was big volume on TQQQ. I'm going to see if it's the same on QQQ. Much less big volume on QQQ. So when leveraged ETFs have high volume prints, in general, that'll often be a sign that the momentum is over, because that means that the guy who was buying a ton of them for a little scalp took his money. And we see a sell off of that. So it makes sense. Doesn't mean the trade's over, but it means that guy's trade is over. And it was a good trade. That was basically our trade, right? So whenever you see a big money, kind of, we always want to be kind of front running big money if possible. And I in worst case, we tail big money, we ride their wave, and then we want to front run them on the exit too, because when they sell, it's going to take the market down with them, or at least the stock down with them. Waiting for your girl, left vape in car. Oh, SOS, send help. That's a tough scenario right there. Hang in there. Follow the money. Absolutely. That's what we're doing. We're just playing little games of detective. I always think it's funny. Like, I don't know. I talk to my friends, or my girlfriend comes home from work, and they're like talking about real job stuff. And I'm just over here like, I stared at a line. I hung out with the guys. We had a good time. Made some money, lost some money. Felt like gambling. Wasn't really gambling. It's a pretty cool job. It's a pretty cool job. I feel pretty blessed. So we are seeing some weakness. We did get a little bit of a short entry on this immediate wick up. I usually like to see the 3 candle pattern print here and create this imbalance. So now we can put a little shorter order there, just a little one. Why is it for 1 share? That ain't going to get me anywhere. There we go. Why is it blocking me? Oh, because should let me add. Maybe in my other browser I have open orders. Okay, I have no idea why it won't let me add. But regardless, we are short. We'll see if this plays out, though, this wick up here. Wick up and rejection. I will keep battling with my interface here and see if I can get short. Let's see if it's even working for 1. Will let me place 1. Is it a power issue? Shouldn't be. Let me in. Look, it's going to. All right, just a little wick up. All right, we're in. We don't want to see this surge through. If so, probably trade idea is just wrong. This is what we want to see, the wick down. So we are going to get sweated a little bit probably here. But I think the risk reward's pretty good. We're not risking very much. We'll buy back over here. Whoops. There's our stop. Kind of feeling like I'm going to get stopped out here, to be honest. But I think a reasonable target is, let's look back a little. Yeah, these previous highs. Come back in there. What I think is probably more likely is that we're just not going to go much higher, but we won't knife too much either. I don't think we are in negative gamma. Let me check on that. Un momento. So many screens. 664 is negative gamma on SPY. Check my other screen where SPY is at. SPY is just under 663.50. So if it goes above that, it can grind higher. It can reject sharply below, which is kind of what I was seeing here and kind of the setup I'm trying to play here. So far, we are down 76 cents, 71 cents, 75 cents, 76 cents. Got to watch the pennies, guys. So ideally, get a nice push down. We're not looking for too much. We got our big moves of the day. We put in a bottom, a definitive bottom, not for the week, just for the day for NVIDIA earnings. We capped our range to the upside in the morning, to the downside in the afternoon. We are just bopping around in the middle and fighting over scraps, basically here. Market makers want to scrape up as much premium as possible within the range, and degenerate traders want to do the opposite, make a quick 100% on some mispriced options. So the chase is on. We are laid back, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool in some shares in our Trade the Pool account because you know what? It's a lot less stressful. We trade the options in the morning for the rush, but for the reliable income generation, this is better. So this is starting to look like a little pennant that might be breaking out. I'm going to let the idea play out, but only because we are up a couple $100 on the day, $400 on the day. That's a win. It's a win on the day. We can give back 20, 50, whatever that'll be. Just because, hey, it's fun. We like to trade on stream. I think we get the rollover here. This is my toxic trade as a trader, guys. Sometimes I trade just because I want the idea to be right, and that's a terrible reason to trade. Don't stick with a trade just because you want it to be right. But you know what? We all have our forms of entertainment. So we the setup we took here, pretty standard in that we made an unsustainable surge up. Just too much too fast is all we're saying. And we get a sign of weakness, of exhaustion. Then we wait for a little bit of a retrace back up into this weakness candle, simply because nothing moves in a straight line. There will be stops that need to get shaken out, essentially. So long stops right under here, then maybe longs get back in, stop out some more shorts who tried to chase and they got in down here, and they're just consolidating the range before hopefully bringing it down. And I mostly say hopefully because I had 665 calls that I sold close to the bottom. I did trade other things on the way up, but if it closes above, it'll hurt me. So we're trading with emotions, guys. We're betting against it. No, I think the setup's valid. The Crow, I apologize. The risk inclined. How about that? I'm one of you, by the way. So this is not a insult. Trust me. Well, we know what we are. We like to play with some leverage sometimes. And that's why I like trade the pool, because it's a nice middle ground. I get leverage, but I don't get my face blown off dealing with theta over the course of a day. Even this little consolidation would be a lot more stressful if I was in a 0 DT. Let me tell you what. Up 20%, minus 50%, up 2%. You know? Here, down 74 cents. I'll live. Yeah, no, Crow. I like trading options a lot. I just like using different instruments for different trade setups. So I like doing little scalps with 0 DTEs, especially in the morning. My system has a strong directional bias usually out of the gate, or at least if it does have a strong directional bias, I usually get a really clean scalp and just get a nice cushion for the day. Then I can kind of hang out and just pick my shots here. So a time and a place, right? So if I make a buffer with leverage on a surefire or high likelihood trade, I'm not asking for much, just a little straight shot move, then I get to play around a little bit in the afternoon and try to use the cushion I made to generate more capital. And then at the end of the day, we close it all down, and hopefully we close up with more than we started with on a good day. So this is kind of looking like a flag, kind of looking constructive. I don't really love it. Don't really love it for a short. Starting to check my biases. I just don't think we go up that much more. But like, if we zoom out, we do have room. I guess I should stop staring at a 1 minute chart. Looks like this extension trade might be wrong. But we're going to let the idea play out. Thousands of ways to skin a cat. Absolutely, yeah. I think that trading is really a personality thing more than anything. Actually, seeing that I only filled on one share. I keep doing this on the... And again, why is this happening to me? Oh, it's because I got to change it up here. I'm a genius. All right, 48. It's going to wait for me to load up, and then it's going to just rock it up. You guys ready? You guys ready for me to summon the green candle? I'm going to summon it. I'm going to do it. Man, it really looks like it wants to go. I'm gonna give it a second to reject a little bit. I think I might be wrong. Oh man. You're welcome, guys. I summoned it for you. I just had to say the words. I just had to say, I'm sacrificing 2 shares. I'm down $2. I'll do it for you guys. We'll ride it out. It's White Top Wick. What we could do is we could play a rejection if it engulfs bearish. So we could put a sell limit order under the price. So it only fills if price comes back through us, because we only want the setup then. That's an interesting way to play. Considering trying that out, because it looks like we might be wicking here. Yeah, let's try it out. Now what it's going to do, it's going to backtest the apex of this pennant and then rip. Awesome, Crow. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I been doing this about 6-7 years. Been profitable about 4. I'm not the best trader you'll ever see, but I am probably the most honest on stream. So you're seeing all my trades live. You're seeing my P&L here live. You're seeing I'm in a red account right now. I'm rehabilitating this account. So I'm not even bragging in this account. So we are getting the surge up. I will get stopped out on my whopping 2 shares. I will cry about this tonight in my pillow. It's so over. It's so over, guys. So over. That's all right. We had this nice trade, this nice trade. We're okay with that. We're okay with that. But how about that? Going higher. My poor 645 or 665 calls. All right, let's cry together, guys. Let's look at SPY. This is group therapy now. My calls are going to go in the money. Oh, you know Money Mitch. Awesome. What a great guy, right? He's the homie. It's nice having coworkers that you actually really like, that are actually good traders that you learn from. It makes the job a lot easier. Yeah, awesome to have you in here. So we are tapping into this little gamma level. I don't think they want to pay him out. And again, it's mostly because I bought one. And I'm sure it's a lot higher than when I sold it right now. Let me tell you that. Oof. All right. What else are we watching here today? Let me go around the horn, see what's what. ONDS still holding nicely, only down 3% on the day after a 25% move. We call that a win. We're still holding that swing. Zim down a little bit. We can take a look at that. This is a swing trade that I was interested in. This thing's so illiquid. 1650 was my buy zone. I missed it. We'll put in some tentative orders, see if we fill for a swing. Just looking for a wick back into this imbalance. Intel. This was on my focus list. If we were looking long, nice relative strength there today. Don't see any setup there now, though. SPY looks like it may be done for the day. Did it react to that level? Oh, it did react to that level. Maybe we get a short. So no need to rush. It's just opening an imbalance here. We will short the wick up into the imbalance. Oops. Oh, we still have this resting order here that's about to get filled short. If we break down through there, that's fine. Right now it's just a back test. I like this, and I will add to it if we wick up here. All right, I like this little double top setup into our big liquidity zone, or our big gamma level. So if we break down through here, I'll get filled. If we wick up through here, I get filled. Either way, I'm getting in this trade, guys. Getting in this trade for you. We'll put our stop over here. Once we're in, we're in. Now we should be looking for expansion down. Let's see, trying to finagle not my take profit, my stop. Just because it's a decent level and we are in a pretty decent uptrend. So keeping an eye. We're playing small here, guys. We're playing small. Currently up $4. Looks like we're going to get a wick up here. We just want to see where it wicks down. And I'm going to look at my volume profile on my other screen. An immediate rejection of just the first little tap into that fair value gap. Worth noting, and that makes me want to take a stab if it goes up just a little bit more into it. Looks like we're probably just going to get the straight breakdown, though. That's fine. Got enough to make it worth our while. And we can look for take profits. Probably back into this high. Just a little trim. I would like to add into this, though. Could chase it here, but entering at the bottom of the range, not good. Not good trade etiquette. We'll be good on stream. See if it gives us the wick up entry into our little window here. Otherwise, we expect this wick to get swept. Then we expect this wick to get tested. And we have the potential to slide down to this. There's a volume node down here. Okay, give us a little wick up. Come on. CYPH been a banger on the 15 and hourly. Let's take a look at that. That's another ticker I've never heard of. You small cap traders, you're different breed. You guys are awesome. I love it. It's just intense watching some of these moves. Yeah, this consolidation, 10%. No big deal. Wow, just stair stepping, giving you entries every 15-minute candle like you're talking about. Now breaking down, it looks like, or at least trying to. Nice retest of this high area, this wick where the seller stepped in over 329. These guys scare me. Do I want to get involved? Still some bottom wicks. Maybe if it popped up Oh, SPY might be giving me my re-entry. Close. Come on, a little more. And we are playing with fire just a little bit because we are holding the bottom of the space. But what I'm kind of seeing is this looks like poor structure. This one surge up, seller. Two surges up, seller. Maybe one more surge up for head and shoulders here. I'm willing to play ball a little here. Yeah, I'm still seeing the drivers, or the sellers in the driver's seat. Not worried. Wish it wicked up a little more. Oh, I got some crazy hair going on. I had the hat hair. Hey, we'll rock with it. We'll rock with it. All right, so we wanted the right shoulder of this head and shoulders. Looks like it might just go for the breakdown straight away. Either way, I'm happy because my calls wouldn't have paid out actually that much. It's always a bummer when you sell and they would have been expiring deep in the money. Y'all had 20% trades on CYPH with shares. Sheesh. Yeah, come in here more. I wanna pick your brain. All right, so what are we getting? We're getting the wick down here. Very nice. If I was in a bigger position, I'd take a little off the table here. But, small position, relatively speaking. 48 shares. We can look for price reaction here. I kind of think we go down here. This is kind of where I want to sell. Well, buy. Buy to close. I'd like that with the potential to really dump. Kind of rising wedge if it can't hold this middle area. Kind of expecting it to be completely honest with y'all. Don't expect a huge move here. Checking on my gamma profiles. 664, 77 was zero gamma. We still rejected. We are still in a downtrend. I'm a grinder. You're a grinder, man. 20% trades. Oh, yeah. We do some grinding. We ground out some scalps here in the afternoon. You can't see on my non-web browser. I had a lot of trades up in here. Just little scalps, getting that lunch money, just shaking the tree a little, see what falls out. Give what the market will give me. Take what the market will give me. Give what the market takes from me. So push down. First response of buyers, totally normal. Did they get down to the wick? No, did they? Yep. So that was a valid first trim target. If you wanted to trim there, I'm just hanging out. I'm just hanging out holding. We can move our stop down now. No reason to lose money on a winning trade. And we also close our extension order just because they didn't give it to us. We can look for a new extension order, maybe in this little imbalance right here. Yeah, I'm feeling spicy. Still got a small position size. And place an order there. And same deal for the stop loss. Same stop loss because if it's over here, the idea is invalid. That's the gist. Nice and simple. Everybody wants to overcomplicate trading, but honestly, little TA, little psychology. Don't get greedy. Not too bad. Very doable. Thank you, Crow. Appreciate you, man. Just another day in the office. Some days I hate it. Most days I love it, but it can be a grind. Can be a grind, especially with these big volatility days. I just find myself getting real sleepy at lunchtime. So I'm kind of you get laid back Steve here. Laid back Steve in the afternoons. I sound like a bad radio DJ. I'll save you guys the soundboard. Oh yeah, long day. These big moves in the morning, they burn you out. They burn you out if you're long and you're like, where the heck do I sell? Gotta have high time frame targets. And we did. Can't see it on here because it's TQQs, but on SPY, our long-term sell targets were, or higher time frame reversal zone was 665. It did overshoot. I got dragged a little bit in my short and it made me sell too early because I was antsy when I went green. But these days will take its toll. All right, nice. So we're getting the slide. They didn't give us our add-on. That's fine. I'll keep the order there in case it does something wacky. But nice predictable price action. We can also slap a fib on here. Just this little high to low. See what's what, see where we're at, see what's good when we check in with the 50% fib. As you can see, 50% fib lines up immediately with the initial impulse move. You see that? See the range form? That's the 50% right there, surged up to the halfway point of the move, of the initial, or of the move that would end up materializing, and that's where it faded. So think about this, guys. If markets knew that this was the exact middle point of the range, they already knew how high we were going right here within a decent margin of error. Everything is encoded to some degree or another. Sometimes they're breakpoints where it's like maybe this, but no coincidences in price action like that. So swept under the 50, we found buyers. This is also to be expected. We just healed this imbalance. That was probably the sell. We're going to lean with it, rock with it a little bit here. Oh, I see I have no open positions. I see that I had a sell order there and forgot about it. All right, mission accomplished, guys. And price green from our entry. Going to clear out any residual resting orders here. And we're going to wait and watch now. All right, mission accomplished. Another good scalp. We found buyers off the 50. Nice and technical. And what we really reached for is see this little imbalance between this candle and this candle? A little gap. That's where we really decided, oh, we're breaking out. Boom. So that created a little gap in the tape that just needed to be revisited to the tick. It found buyers. This breakout, this construction or structure, still valid. Very cool price action. So we'll see if we get one more trade set up here into close. Probably not, though. Probably not. Honestly, Crow, I didn't even remember putting the sell order here. So I don't know if that, chalk it up to somewhere between luck and preparation, right? You know, success meets preparation meets opportunity or something. So we're probably cash for the rest of the day. 10 minutes left. We'll just hang out and watch. This big candle here that we got our exit on and also ended up closing much higher than our exit. This was the mock candle. It snuck up on me there. Usually I like to watch it a little closer. All right. So let's go over our trades here. And then we'll go over the closing price action. In the morning, can't see it on this chart. I traded this on my options account. Missed the long. Didn't trust the long. I was bearish anyway. I thought that we would get a long, but this wasn't enough for me to take it. This little flush out and reclaim. I could have been fast and see this little structure break. We came down, but we still held the pre-market lows. So just intermediate structure break. I bet if we slap a fib here, it'd be the 50% too. Just for thoroughness, let's see. See if I can figure out how to draw it. What am I doing here? Was it here the whole time? Okay, it's been a long day, guys. Give me my fibs. There we go. Okay. So there you go. There's the equilibrium. It flushed under the equilibrium, hit the 6.2 fib, the key golden ratio fib. It becomes a attractive deal. In this range, set pre-market, under the 50% is considered on sale. It's on a discount. At the 6.2, mathematically, it becomes very appealing. This is the golden pocket between the 6.2 fib and the 7.8 fib. So this is the area where we're looking in any range for buyers to get involved if we are going to reverse back up through the top of that range, or vice versa if we're looking bearish, and all of that good stuff. So what I could have done is watch the structure break. That structure broke right here. Then play the back test here. So that was the clean entry. Then just firing on all cylinders up to our 665 zone where we had marked out on SPY. That was the easy sell. If you were long, it overshot. We don't care. When it lost it, that became a short. We did take that short a little bit. I scalped it because I missed the clean entry up here. And then I took this short as well. Just a quick couple minute scalp. So those were my trades into this part of the day. This is where I got stopped out of my call runner that I bought right around here. And now, okay, then we had this chop. This was just unfun to watch, unfun to play. I stayed out of this until we found some semblance of directionality, and we found that Man, it's all blending together. I took one of these longs. I forget which one. Just a quick scalp, just up to this neckline level to level. And then we took this short. Man, we traded a lot today. Oh boy. And then on this account, I switched over for the stream. We got long, took some off, took more off, got short, stopped out, reshort, little scalp. Not too bad, but holy moly. Sometimes you don't realize you're over trading until you take inventory there. What is this options that you speak of? Extraordinary Trader asks. Options just referring to calls or puts. So I trade 0-date options because I like to go fast, and those move fast. And if I'm right, I want to get paid. And if I'm wrong, I want to know fast. So that's my tool. I'll also swing 30 to 90-day options out if I like it. This put in a nice 1 low, 2 low. You'd like to see it a little lower just to get involved. This wasn't enough for me to get involved, but hey. Nice push there. We're trying to curl out here. And this is very constructive overall. Not too bad. But again, we're into NVIDIA earnings. So who the heck knows what's going to happen? It's just going to be really wild from here on out. We can, this is a good time. We have 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left. So get your trades settled up if you haven't. I wonder if this is a 1 minute head and shoulders playing out now. It kind of violated the neckline, but could come up, round out right here. If I want to see insanity, check WHSP out. Yeah, he's trading it. All right, let's check it out. I'm scared to hit enter. What are we going to see? I don't even see that ticker, so maybe we shop WSHP. Let's see if it's crazy. That looks pretty crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm pretty sure that's the ticker you were talking about. Looks really good. Looks really good. It's a high and tight flag, ascending triangle. We'll draw it out real quick. What the heck? One line there. One line here. Nice ascending triangle. It is a high and tight flag because this is definitely more than a 60% move. Wowee. Let's look at the daily, see why in the world this would do this. This is a new name. It's an IPO. Choosing the bravest time in the world to IPO when the markets may be topping. Very interesting. Okay, what do we see on SPY? I want to see that closing price action. And let's get rid of... Sorry for the clutter here, guys. I'm trying to show you the daily candle here. It's basically a doji. It's where we're at. So not a huge sign of strength. We did get that head and shoulder, it looks like. That curl out right to our level here. Ding, down. Yeah, if I was faster, I could have taken that. Do we have some fun? Play some momentum? Touch the stove? I think we do. See if we get it in time. Let me in. I'm in. See if I regret it instantly, and this is the double bottom, and we rip up. I think it wicks back, tests this, and rejects and goes lower. But either way, we are end of the day, having some fun. There's the wick down. We are profitable. Let's see where we go. I think they want to sweep this. I'm going to check in with Bookmap. They do have a decent level here. It's the end of the day. We got 2 minutes left. Why am I in trade? I don't know. Let's see if we get a little move in 2 minutes. I'm just donating a generous contribution to Trade the Pool's what's it called? Fee generation. I gave them 75 cents in fees here. So up 25 cents though. So put that in the bank. We have 1 minute left. Do we get our move? We will take that. It filled. We did it. We're out. We made $5. What was that gap down? You guys see that? That was wild. Do we get back in? No. No, we don't. But that was funny. So many times I feel like I get robbed on fills. Not on Trade the Pool, but just in general, I feel like the market's out to get me. Sometimes the market gives you a little gift fill. Why do we gap down there, right, to where I put my sell and then just close it? That was silly. All right, guys, we are wrapping it up. This was Power Hour. I am Steve. This was Power Hour with Steve. You can catch me here every day for Power Hour. You know where to find me. You know when to find me. I hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys made some money in this choppy day. We did not finish very far off from open, if I am correct. We call this violently flat. We call this a yeehaw. That's a technical term. So, who knows what we get? That's the great part about being a day trader. You get to close it up and just wait for the dust to settle when you have a big earnings like this. So all eyes are peeled on NVIDIA after hours here. I wish I could stick with you, but I got a jet. I'm gonna leave you with the scanner, I believe. Oh, I'm sorry. The scanner is actually off for today. It'll be back on tomorrow. But until then, I'm Steve. I will see you later. Check out Trade the Pool stream in the morning for Money Mitch and Michael Noss CMT. Great guys, great traders. I will catch you next time. Have a great day, guys. Take care.